All right, so the MPC 1000 was my very first MPC. So I get nostalgic every once in a while. If I see a good deal on a 1000, I'll pick it up, give it some TLC, do some upgrades on it. So that's the purpose of this video. I want to show you this 1000 that I've upgraded that will be up for sale in my eBay store. Link in the description. So let's take a look at everything that it comes with, the upgrades, the condition that it's in, and you know, like the little bonuses and stuff that I've done actually inside, like I've created a template. So first of all, let's just take a look at it. All right, so here it is. As you can see, it's not really the stock looking MPC 1000. I've upgraded it first of all with the skin. This is not like a custom paint job. It's like a Lindrum style skin. And then I've put some metal knobs up here, and I've also got like a fat jog wheel. All the other buttons and sliders are stock. I've moved around a couple of these little buttons just so the colors are slightly different, but not much difference there. Fat pads, MPC stuff, orange fat pads as well. And then there are some other things that I haven't. I'm going to go ahead and include, you know, like the stock stuff. I also have some of these black buttons or black knobs, stock pads. Stock pads on the 1000 aren't bad at all. I just wanted a different color. And the fat pads are, you know, a bit more sensitive as well. So you get all that stock stuff. And then on top of that, I wanted to go with the Lindrum style. So I just haven't installed these, and I'll just leave this up to the buyer. Wood side panels. I think that's right. Should be like this way. So wood side panels will be included. So if you want to put those on, it's just more of a destructive thing because they don't screw on. They have this, I mean, you could always pull them off if you wanted to, but it has this sticky double-sided tape that you use to put them on, and I just didn't want to do that. Just leave it up to the buyer. So that's an option. All will be included in the box. Aside from that, what also is included is, this is a 1 gigabyte CF card. Lifted Noise kind of got its name from the idea of creating sample packs that were lifted from vinyl, or at least had that vibe. So I was selling these packs on eBay for the MPC 500s. It's got this little label. I created these like vinyl instrument programs for the MPC 500. So this is left over from back in the day when I was doing that little hustle. But it's a 1 gigabyte card, and then the card is loaded with all my sample packs, a few other sample packs, and some other bonuses that I'll get into talking about now. And then one other accessory that's coming with it that I'm including is this here. So this is like a USB audio, like simple audio interface. And then it's got this aux cable. So I'm going to show you what I use this for with some of the included like templates that I've created in here. But this is basically just to get audio out of the MPC 1000 into a phone, and then use this app specifically for something pretty cool, I think, that makes this very useful. So first of all, I want to display that I've created a template for how I usually work, regardless of what MPC I'm using, with a few tracks and programs and stuff. So I've set up an auto load folder on here. So like whenever you turn the MPC 1000 on, it loads up everything that's already in here. So it's a template project, and this is the project here, and it's got a little drum kit that you can kind of use as a placeholder. If you want to get some ideas started pretty quickly. So the bottom pads got the drums on them. Top pads right here I've set up so they that you can do some sample chopping. So there is a mute group that all these 8 pads are set up on, so that you could do that like in context if you want to do some finger drumming. And then I'll go in here and show you some of the packs. So there are some packs that I've created in here, like the IST sounds. This is the only place that you'll find for the Lifted Noise Stole These Sounds pack with drum programs that'll work in the 1000. I haven't done that and created them so that you can download them anywhere else. So that's kind of unique unless you want to put them together yourself. But that comes with this. I wanted to have that available so you can easily load them up. So if I want to go over here, I've got some other drum kits that I've created. And these are set up just like the stock kit that comes in the template that you auto load on Power Up. So I'll go over here, Same deal on these. You know, they got the mute groups on the pads on the top. So, right. So I've got this little sample in here. So I want to add some drums on it. I could rock with that, or I can move over a seat to display some other elements of this template. I've labeled the tracks. This is how I work. I put my kick, or I put all my drums on track 1, snare on 2, hat on 3, so on, crash, and then over here I got chops. So this is a template chop program too. So if I go in it and look at this, I've preset this up all to be on mute group 3 as well. And then if I just go ahead and highlight all these pads, I won't say I want 16 chops. And I can go over and pick the sample that I was just messing with. Say I want to chop it instead of loop it like I had. Then this is set up so if you look over here, it's got different chop points. So very quickly, I'll just drop the sample in. I think one other thing that I'll do to add to this is I'll go ahead and highlight all of them, and I'll add this to the template. I just forgot to. Thinking about it later. If I go to the amp, if you listen to the chops, they kind of have this a little bit of, you know, like the little pop and click. So if I just change the amp about 1 or 2. So I'll just save that into the template later. But there, see, very quick way of chopping up your samples, having that template program already set up to have the chops. All I got to do is drop the sample in. And the way that OS 3 works, by the way, that's what I have on here. You can bounce back and forth. Like even I've left these in here too with OSs, so you can install OS 2 or 3 if you want, or jump back and forth to the free version. So that's easily done with these files in here. But I'm running OS 3. So that's probably one of the quickest ways of actually chopping, is just having that template program. So I could do that if I want to erase. Go to the chops, erase the loop point, and go to the track, turn this track down a bit. Quick chopping for sure. All right, I'm just gonna go with this loop though, these drums. So this is where this will come in. I'm gonna show you this chord here that I've also included, but also looking at some of the other tracks that I've laid out. So if I keep going past the chops, go to my bass and then melody. So as you can see, I've also got these little template programs, and this says minor scale. So if I go down here to the program, I've created some very simple scale programs for all these different keys. So we've got harmonic major, harmonic minor, Lydian, major scale, minor scale, Mixolydian, pentatonic major, pentatonic minor, Phrygian, and that's it. So these are simple, like 8 notes, well, except for like the pentatonic ones, 8 note scales. Just you get 7 notes technically, but then you come back around to the octave and repeat. So very simple, just laid across the pads here. So the way that I'm going to do this, what I'm going to use this for is I'm going to plug this in to the headphone out. You can go stereo out, right? Say you're monitoring through your headphones. That's probably how you want to do it. But y'all are hearing this coming through the stereo out. So I'll plug it into the headphone jack and then plug this into my phone here. And there's this app. It's called Key Finder. You can find it on iOS or Android. So this is what it looks like here. I will just hit scan live. and then hit play. Now I'm gonna go in and show you also the IST sounds. This is the lifted noise. I stole these sound sample pack because it's got a lot of one-shot instruments. So I'm gonna take one of those samples out, a couple, maybe a bass and like a sample for a melody, and then put it into the scale program, and then I'll be able to play in key with my sample here. All right, so I'm moving back into my drive here. I'm gonna go up to IST sounds and go down to the instrument folder. Got a bunch of bass notes. So I'm gonna load this one up. Let's go with this vocal sample here. So what I'll do is I'll move over to my minor scale, and all these samples in that folder are C. So that's good to know. If you want to play in the key of C, you'll leave the sample as is. But what I've done is I've created this blank sample within these scale programs. It's just a sample with no sound on it, just so I could name it and place it there. And it's also a directional thing, like it's telling you to add a sample here. So I'll hold shift and then click down, and I know that it's on 8 pads because I got the, it's just a scale. I'm gonna turn this till I find the sample that I want, and then it's created a. So since the sample is a C, this is a C minor scale, right? But what I'll do is I'll go into the trim screen, go to the sample, press the window button, and then I'm gonna change this. So I landed on A sharp minor. So I kind of gotta know my keys a little bit, right? So what I'm gonna do is, so I know C is, if I go backwards, I go B, then A sharp minor. So I can go back 2 semitones, and I've landed on A sharp minor. So I'm really just repitching the sample to be on the letter of the key that the scale is. So if I go out, so then I'll just mess around with this. It's a little quiet, so I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna select all these again, and I'll just turn the level up a little bit. Now this sounds kind of close, but there's some notes that aren't really working. So I'll go over to, let's say, the Phrygian, because this is also a minor scale, but it's I don't know exactly what the formula is, but I think there's a flatted note that you don't get in the minor scale. So I'll just do the same thing here and see if this works out better, and just put the same sample there, right? So it was the Vox Canon. I didn't need one there, so. Yeah, so there it is. The thing about that app, it's limited. It just gives you like minor, major scales, but there are some more scales in here to give you a little more flexibility. So if you can, it is helpful to learn a little bit of music theory. Go read up on what these different scales are so you know. So what I can do here is I'm just going to name this, like, I'll name this after the sample. All right, and then I could also, let's say, copy this program. I got a Vox 2, but I'm going to put my bass tone on here. So I'm going to just put bass on this, and then I'm going to go fill it in with the bass sample that I have. Over to my bass. Actually, we got to move over here. And bass here. So go into the program, select these again, and I'm going to put my bass sample here. And then again, because the sample is a C. I'm gonna go and pitch it, make it an A sharp. Real useful having the one shots and having, you know, these little scale programs, and then having the chord and the app. So the chord comes with the MPC. That's all set up for you like that. And inside, you can see there's like, I think there's something like almost 50. It might be like 40 of these one shots. And these were all made in the SP404 and my MPC Live. And then you got a bunch of, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drum kits set up already for like finger drumming and sample chopping together and all that. Yeah, so that's everything you'll get with this 1000. A couple things to note as far as the condition of it. The LCD surround, so that's not the actual LCD. The LCD is perfect, but the little plastic part that sits on top and it's connected to the case, the metal casing, it's got some light scratches that don't come through. They're not visible like from the top down view that I've displayed here, but if you look at it from an angle, you can see it. It's not a super big deal. It's just a piece of plastic that's protecting the LCD screen. So it's doing its job, you know, it's obviously done its job. You can buy like a new one if you want, off of MPC stuff. I think they're less than like $20, $15 or so. And the bottom, when I got this MPC 1000, the rubber feet were uneven, so I wouldn't sit flat. So I went ahead and took some sandpaper and sanded the rubber feet down till it was level. What ended up happening was I created some little scratches on the metal plate on the back. Purely cosmetic. This MPC works great. Some other things that I've done is I've gone through with some deoxit and added a little bit of that to the buttons, so the buttons are working flawlessly now. You can move around with ease, no worry about that. I appreciate y'all looking at it, checking out my video. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and send me a comment over on eBay. Link will be in the description for this if y'all are interested. Y'all bless. Keep on running with your dreams. Peace.